Yesterday we were discussing about this matrix chain. Actually, we gave an introduction to matrix chain multiplication problem, and we know that the problem is stated as given a chain A1, A2, etc., an of n matrices. Then the important thing is that each matrix A has dimension pi minus 1 by pi. Okay, then we need to fully parenthesize the product A1 to An in a way that minimizes the number of scalar multiplications. Okay, so we need to get a fully parenthesization for this chain of n matrices. So before going to solve this problem, let us count number of parenthesizations possible for a sequence. Okay, so let us denote the number of alternative parenthesizations of a sequence of n matrices by p of n. Okay, p of n will give you the number of different parenthesizations. Okay, when n equal to 1, so when n equal to 1 means there is just one matrix. So therefore only one way to fully parenthesize the matrix product. Okay, so when n is greater than or equal to 2, a fully parenthesized matrix product is the product of two fully parenthesized matrix subproducts. Okay, and the split between the two subproducts may occur when the kth and k plus 1 matrices for any k is equal to 1 to etc. n minus 1. Okay, so what it means that we have a sequence a1 to an matrices. We need to get a fully parenthesized matrix product. So that is actually we know that for this matrices to be multiplied, we need some sub matrices, sub problems. Okay, so which means initially you can multiply two matrices. We have n matrices. Among these n matrices, you will choose first two matrices and you will multiply them. Then you will choose the third matrix. So which means you will give a parenthesization for, if you choose a1, a2 first, then you will choose this parenthesization. So when the sequence of n matrices are there, you must define a split between these sequence. Okay, so that split you can occur at kth position, which means maybe from a1 to ak you have one parenthesization. Okay, again from a1 to ak, if that k is greater than or equal to 2, you need to split them again. Okay, or you need to split them somewhere in between this a1 and ak. So you can define a split at kth position, which means you will get a k a1 to ak subproblem. Then the second subproblem is ak plus 1 to aj. So for any k is equal to 1 to n, that is the case. Okay, so you can define what is p of n. P of n is actually number of alternate parenthesizations for a sequence of n matrices. So you can define it as it is equal to 1 if n is equal to 1. Okay, if there is one matrix, then exactly one parenthesization. Otherwise, if n greater than or equal to 2, what happens? Sigma, this p of n will be equal to sigma k equal to 1 to n minus 1 p of k into p of n minus k. Because you will choose this p of k is different parenthesizations for a1 to ak. Okay, and different parenthesizations for the remaining matrices. So altogether you can say that this value is sigma. So you will try for all values of k, and that will give you this p of n. So you can choose k as k is equal to 1 to n, and you will split them. This is actually given as a recursive equation or a recurrence equation. Okay, and solution to this recurrence is actually it is very big, and it is exponential, omega of 4 power n divided by n power 3 by 2. So the first step in solving a problem using dynamic programming paradigm is that we should define the structure of an optimal parenthesization, structure of an optimal solution, which means structure of an optimal parenthesization. So let us see what is an optimal parenthesization and what will be its structure. Okay, so our first step is that in the dynamic programming paradigm is to find this one, and we need to construct, and actually we are using this optimal parenthesization to construct an optimal solution to the problem. Okay, so initially what happens is that we'll find an optimal substructure. Okay, that is for the subproblem, and then we'll use this to construct an optimal solution to the problem from optimal solutions to subproblems. So we have subproblems and we'll get optimal solutions for the subproblem, and we'll use this optimal solutions to get optimal solution of the original problem. That is the basic concept. So let us adopt the notation ai to j, okay, where I less than or equal to j for the matrix that results from evaluating the product ai plus 1 to aj. Okay, so we use this kind of a notation for simplicity. Otherwise, we need to write all these terms ai to j. That will give you ai plus 1 to aj, that sequence and that product. Then if the problem is non-trivial, when this problem is non-trivial, that is when I less than j. So when I is less than j, then any parenthesization of the product ai, so we know that when I is less than j, then any parenthesization of the product ai plus 1 aj must split the product between ak and ak plus 1 for some integer k in the range I less than or equal to k less than j. So what does that mean? So we need to define a split between these two. Okay, so we have ai plus 1 to aj. So we should define a split at k. So ak is used to split. So the first step will be, first subproblem will be ai to ak, then ak plus 1 to aj, and we say that this k ranges from I to j minus 1. Okay, so that is I is less than or equal to k less than j. So what does that mean? You can split from ai, okay, or ai plus 1 etc. until aj minus 1. Okay, that is the case, because you are defining ai to ak and then ak plus 1 to aj. So at least one element should be there. That's why we are defining for this kind of a condition, I less than or equal to k less than j. So k ranges from I to j minus 1. Then that is for some value of k, we first compute the matrices aik. What is aik? This is actually a notation that is given here, which means ai plus 1 to ak. That product you can define, that product matrix you can define as aik, and ak plus 1 to aj, that is the second product. And then and once we get this, we should multiply these two products, okay, to get the final product. Clear? So ai to ak and ak plus 1, we will compute these two first, then multiply them together to produce the final product ai to j. And the cost of this parenthesization is thus the cost of computing the matrix aik plus the cost of computing ak plus 1 to j plus the cost of multiplying them together. Clear? So this kind, if you get this kind of a parenthesization, the cost of this parenthesization, what is my cost of that parenthesization? That means the number of scalar multiplications if you choose this kind of a parenthesization. Okay, so cost of this parenthesization is cost of computing the matrix ai to k plus the cost of computing ak plus 1 to j plus the cost of multiplying them together. So the optimal substructure. So that is the first thing. Till now we have defined actually some notations. So the first step is the structure of an optimal parenthesization. So we need to define optimal substructure of this problem. Okay, suppose that an optimal parenthesization of AA plus 1 to AJ splits the product between AK and AK plus 1. Clear? That is our usual assumption. So we are splitting this at K, at AK. Then the parenthesizations of the prefix subchain AA plus 1 to AK within this optimal parenthesization of AA plus 1 to AJ must be an optimal parenthesization of AA plus 1 to AK. So what does that mean? So you have a long chain, that is AA to AJ, and we are splitting at AK and AK plus 1. So you now get AA to AK and AK plus 1 to AJ. So when consider AA to AK, you are trying to find out an optimal parenthesization for this. This optimal parenthesization means that is an optimal parenthesization for AA to AJ. Okay, which means you are defining an optimal parenthesization for AA to AJ. Now you have a subproblem AA to AK, and you are trying to find out an optimal parenthesization for AA to AK. And what this statement says is that this AA to AK for this subproblem, an optimal solution or optimal parenthesization means that is actually optimal parenthesization for AA plus 1 to AK itself. Okay, because you can consider this one as it actually carries a lot of meaning. Okay, so it's not a simple thing. So which means you have a long sequence AA to AJ. There you are splitting at AK, and you are trying to find out solution for AA to AK. And we say that this AA to AK solution or optimal parenthesization or a parenthesization for AA to AK is optimal parenthesization for AA to AJ. Okay, that is our aim, because our original problem is AA to AJ. But when you consider this AA to AK and you find out an optimized a parenthesization which is optimal to AA to AJ, it should also be optimal to AA to AK plus 1. And why? Because if there were a less costly way to parenthesize AA plus 1 to AK, then substituting that parenthesization in the optimal parenthesization of AA plus 1 AJ would produce another parenthesization AA plus 1 to AJ whose cost was lower than the optimal. That is a contradiction. So what it says is that when you find out an optimal parenthesization for the subproblem with respect to the original problem, this is actually optimal parenthesization for the subproblem itself. Okay. Otherwise, if it was not the optimal parenthesization, then there must be another parenthesization which is optimum. Okay. If that is the case, we could have chosen that. Okay. Otherwise, we will get a cost which is lower than the optimum value. That is not possible. So whenever you choose a subproblem and whenever you solve the subproblem, you get an optimal solution for that subproblem itself. Then only that is applicable to your global problem. Okay. So which means every time you find out a global optimal value. Okay. For every subproblem you find out a local optimal problem. Okay. Which must be a global optimal solution. Okay. Then a similar observation holds for parenthesization of the subchain AK plus 1, AK plus 2, etc. to AJ in the optimal parenthesization of AA plus 1 to AJ. It must be an optimal parenthesization of AK plus 1, AK plus 2 to AJ. Every time you will find out a local optimal value. Okay, when you combine all this local optimal value, you should get a global optimal value. Okay, that is our aim. actually this statement I can say that whenever you consider a subproblem, and for this subproblem the solution should be global, okay, global to within that subproblem, clear. When we consider two matrices, again for that two matrices we'll choose a local minimum, then when we go for the third matrix we will choose the local minimum or local optimum value, etc. But finally when you combine them you should get the global value. So sometimes when you choose a second option you need to change your option, that we will see later. Anyway, the point is clear, whatever you choose that should be, so you can take a decision which means you can split at AK. If you choose like that then that cost should be optimal, okay, that is the point. Now we use our optimal substructure. So what is meant by optimal substructure? For each subproblem the solution is optimal, okay, that is the optimal substructure. Now we use our optimal substructure to show that we can construct an optimal solution to the problem from optimal solutions to subproblems. We can build an optimal solution to an instance of the matrix multiplication problem by splitting the problem into two subproblems. That is what we say, AI to AK and AK plus 1 to AJ. Finding optimal solutions to subproblem instances and then combining these optimal subproblem solutions, okay. That is a basic concept. Then we must ensure that when we search for the correct place to split the product, that is important. That's how we know that this one is the optimal solution. We ensure that when we search for the correct place to split the product, we have considered all possible places so that we are sure of having examined the optimal one, okay. What is meant by that? When we choose one place to split this sequence, we should have considered all possibilities and we are choosing the optimal value, okay, that is the case. Then that is the optimal substructure. So this will be the structure of the optimal solution, okay. So when you consider the subproblem, that parenthesization should also be optimal, okay, that is the case. So the whole problem the parenthesization should be optimal, and for each subproblem the parenthesization should be optimal, okay. So a recursive solution, second step is defining the recursive solution, okay. So we define the cost of an optimal solution recursively in terms of optimal solutions to subproblems. So second step is actually defining the cost of an optimal solution. So that is defined recursively in terms of the solutions to subproblems. This is also very simple. For the matrix n multiplication problem, we pick as our subproblems the problems of determining the minimum cost of a parenthesization of AI plus 1 to AJ for 1 less than or equal to I less than or equal to J less than or equal to N. So actually the matrix n multiplication problem is defined for A1 to AJ, A1 to AN. So we are taking a subproblem, okay, and that is AI to AJ. So here AI to AJ is our subproblem of the original problem and we are taking that and we are trying to find out the minimum cost for this for its parenthesization, okay. And here I and J, the value of I and J, I should always be less than or equal to J, which means there must be at least one matrix in the subproblem, and 1 less than or equal to I, then less than or equal to J less than or equal to N. So let M of I comma J be the minimum number of scalar multiplications. So we are defining the cost now, okay. The cost is defined as M of I comma J, that be the number of scalar, minimum number of scalar multiplications needed to compute the matrix AI to J, okay. This is actually a product of AI plus 1 to AJ, okay, that is denoted as AI to J. So the for the entire problem, the cost of a cheapest way to compute A1 to N A1, again A1 to n, that is A1, A1, A2, A3, etc. An, and that would be m of 1 comma n. This is m of I comma j, and for the entire problem this will be m of 1 comma n. That is actually cost of this optimal solution, and that is defined recursively. So we can define m of I comma j recursively as follows. Okay, suppose I is equal to j. If I is equal to j, the problem is actually trivial, because the chain consists just of one matrix, that is ai to a, that is equal to a, so that no scalar multiplications are necessary to compute the product, because there is only one matrix, so no scalar multiplications are needed. Thus m of I comma I is equal to 0 for I is equal to 1 to etc. n. Okay, so to compute m of I comma j when I less than j, so the first case is I is equal to j, next case is when I less than j. When I less than j, this cost will be, we take advantage of the structure of an optimal solution in step 1. Okay, so let us assume that the optimal parenthesization split the product ai to aj between ak and ak plus 1, where I less than or equal to k less than j. Okay, that is our usual assumption. Then m of I comma j is equal to, what is m of I comma j is equal to the minimum cost for computing the subproducts ai to ak and ak plus 1 to j plus the cost of multiplying these two matrices together. That is clear, right? M of I comma j is actually cost of the optimal solution. What is this cost? We know that this is actually a long sequence, so we are splitting it k. So we have ai to ak, then ak plus 1 to j. So we have two products now, and the cost of computing these two products plus the cost of computing products of these two products. Okay, so we have two subproducts ai to k, then ak plus 1 to j plus the cost of multiplying these matrices together. So recalling that each matrix ai, and we know that each matrix is, its dimension is pi minus 1 by pi. I hope you remember that, because here it is defined that each matrix ai has dimension pi minus 1 by pi. So recalling that each matrix ai is pi minus 1 by pi, we see that computing the matrix product ai to k, ak plus 1 to j takes pi minus 1 pk into pj scalar multiplications. Okay, how is that? So here ai to k, what is that? That is actually product of ai plus 1 to ak, and second one is ak plus 1 to j. What is that? Ak, product of ak plus 1, ak plus 2 to aj, and we get this product and we have this product, so we are multiplying these two products. So what is the order of this product? Each matrix ai will be of pi minus 1 by pi. Okay, that is the dimension. So this product matrix will have dimension pi minus 1 by pk. Clear? This matrix ai to ak will have dimension. This is a product matrix, which means it is a single matrix and it has a dimension pi minus 1 by pk. And this matrix ak plus 1 to j, that is again a product, and its dimension will be, according to this, ai will be pi minus 1 by pi. So ak plus 1 minus 1, that is pk by pj. Okay, this matrix will have pk by pj. So which means we are multiplying two matrices. One is pi minus 1 by pk, and the second matrix is pk by pj. So the cost for multiplying these two matrices will be pi minus 1 pk into pj scalar multiplications. Okay, that is pi minus 1, pk, pj scalar multiplications. Clear? So we can define m of I comma j. What is m of I comma j? That is cost of the optimal solution for the input ai to aj. That is equal to m of I comma k plus m of k plus 1 comma j plus pi minus 1 pk into pj. Clear? So we have split the sequence at k. So we have ai to ak, then ak plus 1 to aj. Okay, then their product. So ai to ak, that cost is m of I comma k. Then the second product, that cost is m of k plus 1 comma j plus pi minus 1 pk pg. So we are recursively defining this. Okay, this recursive equation assumes that we know the value of k, but we do not know the value of k, right? There are only, but we can say that, say the range of values for k. Okay, so there are only j minus I possible values for k, right? Because k can range from I, k is in between I less than or equal to k less than j. So k is equal to I plus 1 etc. j minus 1. So there will be j minus I possible values for k. Okay, since the optimal parenthesization must use one of these values for k, we need only check them all to find the best. Okay, optimal parenthesization means what? That is the minimum value. Okay, because it is a cost, so we should get the minimum cost. So we need only check them all to find the best. We have j minus I values for k, so we should substitute for all these j minus I values of k and we should pick the minimum value. Thus our recursive definition for the minimum cost of parenthesizing the product ai plus 1 to aj, okay, this is aj, that becomes this value, this is aj, maybe this is a picture, that's why that tail of this j disappeared. Okay, so m of I comma j is equal to, so you can define m of I comma j, that is equal to 0 if I equal to j, because if I equal to j there is only one matrix, so there is no need of any multiplication, so that is equal to 0. Otherwise if I is less than j, then minimum, then you should find out minimum for this value. So minimum I less than or equal to k less than j, m of I comma k plus m of k plus 1 comma j plus p I minus 1 pk pg. Okay, so you must try for all values of this k, okay, all these values of k, and you should find out the minimum value, or you should pick the minimum value. Clear? That is the recursive definition for the minimum cost parenthesization. So the m of ij, this will give you the cost of optimal solutions to subproblems. Okay, and actually this will give you the cost of optimal solutions to subproblem. Okay, so it is not sufficient for our answer, because it will not give the value of k. So we always need the value of k. What is the meaning of that? If you know the value of k, then only we can split at k. So actually when you compute m of I comma j, we will get only the cost of the optimal solution. So along with the cost of the optimal solution, you need the value of k to split at k. Okay, so to help us keep track of how to construct an optimal solution, let us define S. We are defining one more matrix, that is S of I comma j, to be the value of k at which we can split the product ai plus 1 to aj to obtain an optimal solution. Okay, so we have this value, we have computed this value like this, but it does not store the value of or it does not include the value of k. It uses the values of k and it will choose the minimum value. So we are using one more matrix to keep track of this k, which gave you the minimum value, minimum cost, that is stored in this matrix, okay, S of I comma j, that will give you the value of k, that is S of I comma j equals a value such that m of I comma j equal to m of I comma k plus m of k comma plus k plus 1 comma j plus pi minus 1 pk pj.